Hello, I'm Archibald Chesterfield III, and today I'd like to talk about how to buy a high-end watch. How to buy a high-end piece of horology. And I'm going to use this model as a test case, the Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso Grand Date. So this is a model 2004, I think. It's a model that is 10 years plus, 12 years old watch. It's a model which is, according to a watch dealer friend of mine, they've fallen a bit. So how do you buy one second hand? How do you know you're getting the real deal? How do you know you're not buying a lemon? Very good questions. And what questions should you ask? So let's use this as a bit of a case in point. For starters, the Reverso itself there, it's a watch which is very difficult to copy because let's look at a few key points. Number one is that steel hinged case, very difficult to make. The next thing is it has a display back and you can see the quality of the movement. You can see the quality of the movement. It's a very high-end movement. So if it was shit, as long as you know what you're looking for, those swirls, those lines, you should be able to tell. The other thing is, when you're buying one of these pieces, what advice do I give? Well, the first bit of advice is, if you were buying a Reverso, is I'd make sure you trust the seller. You don't want to send your money to Nigeria or Poland, and it's risky. I'd always preference, if you're a rookie buyer, you're a rookie into watches, you're better off dealing with a dealer to start with before you start making far out claims. The next question is this type of piece here. Okay, we know it's real, it's a genuine piece. You've got to ascertain what is the expensive thing. The expensive thing is this is a complicated watch. It's servicing the little fucker. So if you don't have a service history there, you've got to factor that in. And a Jaeger-LeCoultre service is not going to be super cheap. You've got to factor that in. But these are Jaeger-LeCoultre makes quite nice pieces. And the questions I would be asking is box papers. Box papers make a difference? Well, it sweetens it. It sweetens the deal. Box papers is always very nice to have there. Do you get a new strap, or is the strap quite worn and aged? This is actually quite an aged strap because I like that aged look, but I've also got a black strap to go with it. What questions would you ask? Well, you'd want to test the watch, make sure all the functions seem to be working. And I would really say, when you're buying second hand, you got to be a little bit savvy. If you are not able to do that, you should buy retail. Buy retail, fuckers. But I would generally say if you're a rookie buyer, I wouldn't be buying one of these from across the world if you don't know what they are, you haven't owned many luxury watches. I'd be getting in touch with a dealer you can trust. As far as buying one of these, say you've found a dealer or you've got a good friend who's selling, you know the history, it's a great watch. Service cost is the only thing that could be a little bit, it can go either way. But in life, you've got to take a gamble. I mean, I'd rather buy a second-hand Reverso than buy a lotto ticket. I think you got better odds on the Reverso. And if all the functions are working, what's the worst that can happen? You might get another asshole. So what? So what? So I think the thing is, when you are buying one of these pieces, I highly recommend, step one is find a dealer you can trust. If you know your shit and you know watches, well, then you can start to go into the unknown area. But have your wits about you and Ask when was it last serviced? Was it serviced by Jaeger? Was it serviced by an independent? When was it serviced? Make sure the functions work, it's holding good time, and there are some absolute bargains around there. I'm Archie Luxury, talking wristwatches. Tell me what you fuckers think of that.
We specialize here in pre-owned Rolex watches. Rolex watch is a very special timepiece, and we always do the servicing exactly as factory specifications. We buy a pre-owned piece and we put it into brand new condition. We have Rolex certified technicians working on that. We completely disassemble the piece, we adjust and polish and change every single part of the watch.
You have to have certified watchmakers that know what they're doing. If you have an expensive car, you're just not going to bring it to any mechanic that doesn't know what they're doing.
You spend $5,000, it's like if you put money in the safe deposit box. And 1 or 2 years from now, you will keep having your $5,000. We have to spend a lot of money to get all this equipment together, but makes me feel I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. It's not a question of money, it's my passion.
Jewelers on Time, simply the best.